What's going on, homie dudes? Welcome to another unboxing review. Today we are doing a review of kind of a newer version of the Artemis. It's the Rival Roundhouse. Unboxing review, here we go. Everything that comes with your Rival Roundhouse is the Roundhouse itself, 15 Rival rounds, and the instructions. This blaster, when I first saw it, it was very complicated and very complex, and I honestly got lost on how to use it, and this is one of the first blasters that I've ever had to use the instructions for because I have no idea how it functions. Starting at the front, this is a Rival blaster, so there is no front barrel attachment. Going back, you have your jam release and also a top tactic rail right here. We will go into the jam release procedure later. Right here is where you load everything, and as you can see, it is a very different loading mechanism than some people would think, and we will also go over that later. Continuing back, you've got your clear rotating drum, which actually operates the firing mechanism in the blaster. Continuing back, you've got your hand guard here, and that is very big. That's a very big hand guard. I don't really know why Hasbro would make it that big, but it's gigantic. Continuing on back, you have a sling mount in the bottom, or a lanyard mount. This one's a little bit smaller, so it might be considered a lanyard mount. Up top, we have our trigger system, which is just right there, and then we have the handle grip. We have a lock system, a trigger lock, which is ambidextrous on both sides of the blaster. And when it is locked, you can still prime your blaster, but you are not allowed to fire it. Proceeding back, you have a second tactic rail on the top so that you can add on an additional sight, although I don't know why you would do so because this is kind of where you put your hand to prime the blaster. And then finishing off, we have two iron sights in the back to correspond with an iron sight in the front. Doesn't really work because they are pretty well level with the tactic rails as well. But now we're going to get into the unjamming process and the loading and priming process. To unjam your blaster, if you cannot prime back again or your blaster will not allow you to fire, you have a jam release in the back. And to unjam your blaster, you would just strike it, prime backwards, make sure that you hear that click. Then you have an orange button up here on the top of the tactic rail. You would just slide that down, and the whole front of the barrel actually comes out, which is really, really cool. And then you can clear any jams that you might have right there. Then when you are fixed and your jam has been solved, just close that, prime it forward, and continue your gameplay. This loading mechanism, you will get a little bit more of an up close when we actually take it out onto the firing range, but just a quick, easy kind of briefing of how you load it is you have a black kind of like cuff around the bottom of it. This looks like it could be kind of like a primer, but it's not. To load your blaster, you would just pull up on that and then grab your rounds. You have 5 slots. Each slot holds 3 rounds, and it's best to hold the blaster with the barrel facing up so that gravity can actually help you. And again, I will show closer when I go out onto the range, but it just holds 3 like that. This blaster holds a total of 15 rounds. After you have all of your chambers loaded, you would then close it and prime your blaster. If you have all 5 of them full, it will automatically start firing as soon as you prime and pull the trigger. This blaster is not electric. It will slowly just rotate the rounds out and around until a round actually gets into the chamber and it will fire out. If you are just doing a quick load of like some rounds that you found off of the ground and it's not 15 to fill this all the way up, I would recommend putting it in this one because it rotates in a manner like this. So it's gonna take from this magazine first, then this magazine, then this magazine, then this magazine, then this magazine. Anyway, that is a quick-ish, somewhat overview of the Rival Roundhouse. Now let's take it out onto the range and let's see how this guy performs. Here we go. Firing the Rival Roundhouse, all 50 rounds, downrange. Here we go. Accuracy test with the Rival Roundhouse. Here we go. That was a Roundhouse out on the range, and I've got to say I have never been more impressed with any other blaster's results that I have so far tested. Like, we hit the and you guys could even hear the wind in the audio. We hit the tripod and the camera so many times, it's beyond insane. And that's just ridiculous in my opinion, because I've never had a blaster be so accurate, especially with how skinny my tripod is. Overall opinion of this, do I think it is a good blaster? I really do. I honestly think that you could play with this competitively, or just like a CQB, like a close in-house battle or something like that. And I honestly really do like this. If I were to change one thing about this blaster, I would honestly change it to slam fire, because this sadly does not have that feature on it, so that is a little bit sad. I honestly really like it. It holds 15 rounds. I honestly think that somebody's gonna find a modification where you can actually put in your own magazines on the top, where this can hold up to 60 rounds with a 12-round magazine in each slot. I bet that somebody's gonna figure out a modification like that, but this blaster's performance is absolutely insane. Getting speeds of up to 105 FPS, just at the top of that average rival par, which it's really, really good. It is a little bit front heavy, not gonna lie, it is a little front heavy, but I honestly think that the performance and everything makes up for it 100%. Getting ranges of up to 65 feet, hitting the fence and bouncing off, obviously it would be a little bit farther if it wasn't hitting the fence. I really do love this blaster. For a price point of $25 US, I would kind of say it's worth that. Performance and everything is very well equipped, and this fits its class perfectly. I personally do not have an Artemis, nor do I have a Hades. I would love to do a versus video where I put this up against this. You guys saw the first versus video a couple days ago on Wednesday, Wacky Wednesdays videos, which is anything besides a typical gaming video or a typical unboxing review from Nerf. Anyway, that is my personal opinions, status, and info about the Rival Roundhouse. If you guys have any blasters that you would specifically like to see, please comment down below what you want to see next. Like and share with your friends. Subscribe, hit that bell, and make sure that we hit those 250 subscribers, because if we do, 2 lucky people are going to get some free exclusive merch. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below what you want to see next, share with your friends, get the bell on. Let's hit that 250 goal. Nerf on. Peace out.